Thanks so much for tuning in to this First Alert Weather Plus extended forecast. I'm Audrielle Tackett. Honorable mention for this week, we were treated with some aurora borealis lights on Tuesday evening. This photo was taken in Fruitland, Idaho by Brian Hershey. Wednesday evening as well, there was still some geomagnetic storm watches in place, so likely still seeing light shows as of Wednesday evening. But for the rest of this week, we do have some changes coming just ahead for the weekend. Stretch of warmth is going to come to a close. We were treated very well by the sunshine for the first half of this week. By Thursday evening, by the end of the work week, that will change as we do have a cold front coming through. There will be a couple systems that follow that cold front, so that will bring us some more precipitation to the weekend as well. So we're looking cool, we're looking damp for the weekend and through the beginning of next week. And that's reflected here on our temperatures for the afternoon highs over the next several days. Thursday, 68 degrees, record challenging warmth across southern Idaho. That cold front comes through Thursday night. By Friday, we're looking like we're cooling down already, about 10 degrees, still above average for the start of the weekend, but we will see that cool down slightly. And then Sunday, that second system comes through, drops our temperatures even more. But this is the record challenging heat that we're looking at for Thursday. Upper 60s for most of the upper Treasure Valley, Magic Valley, mid 60s on Thursday, and then the mountains in the mid 50s, possibly 60s on Thursday as well. Mountains were having a little bit of an inversion this week, so they were seeing temperatures climb higher faster than the valleys were. But this is the big setup as of Wednesday afternoon. This is the ridge of high pressure that's been dominating for the first half of the work week, was keeping things very mild, suppressing most of that cloud formation. This is a low pressure system sitting off to the Pacific Ocean, though. Again, as of Wednesday afternoon, you can see the cold front that is associated with it. It is a late week system, so we're not going to really see those impacts in southern Idaho until it moves inland east. It's going to sit over Southern California, but we'll start to see those impacts as we will be part of that ridge as early as Thursday evening. So this is that low pressure center. It will become a cut-off low, so it will separate from the entire trough there. That's that circle that you can see spinning counterclockwise. Meanwhile, northwest is still sitting in the dip in the jet stream, so that's why we'll still be impacted by it, but not getting hit with the brunt force of the system. By Saturday, we see a little bit of a change, so we'll see some back and forth weather patterns coming and going, because then we have a very brief ridge of high pressure that will dominate Saturday. That's going to dry us out for one day before another system comes in from the Gulf of Alaska, reinforces that area of low pressure for the western half of portion of the United States. So we will be sitting with dynamic, unsettled weather for the next several days to the beginning of the following work week. You can see that reflected in our precipitation chances. So Thursday, 20% chance of showers. That's in terms of area covered, not how much rain we will get. So area covered 20% Thursday evening. Friday going to be the best chance of rain in the Treasure Valley, Boise Metro altogether. And then Saturday, when we have that very quick moving ridge of high pressure, essentially 0% chance of rain before those chances increase then again for the start of the work week. Mountains will follow that similar pattern, although those chances are just a little bit higher. 55% chance for rain on Friday. Saturday, still some lingering chances. Sunday and Monday, though, that's when their best chances for rain are going to be in this upcoming week ahead. So we have a little bit of a timeline here. Thursday, you can see the clouds continuing to pass through, so partially cloudy skies throughout the day. It will depend how much sunshine there is on Thursday afternoon for how warm our temperatures will get. That's why it's record challenging. We can't guarantee that it will be record breaking across southern Idaho, but we definitely know that it's getting close to some of those record numbers. As of 6 p.m. Thursday, you can see some showers making their way into the picture for the west central mountains there. It will likely trickle into the Treasure Valley by 9 p.m. in the evening, but closer to midnight is when the valleys can expect some more widespread precipitation. Magic Valley probably seeing the least amount of precipitation. Mostly it will remain in those higher elevations. Enough will fall Thursday night into Friday morning that we will see damp roads on Friday morning for those commutes to work. Now, apart from the mountains, the valley should not be too impacted on commutes to work on Friday. However, make sure you still give yourself extra time and patience because those roads will likely still be a little bit wet as there's some showers that could linger into the early morning hours. Mountains, on the other hand, will be more wet. So definitely if you're traveling in any higher elevation, give yourself some more time. Showers clear out though by Friday afternoon, Friday evening. It will leave some cloud cover though. As you can see, these clouds look pretty thick as of Friday night. That could make for patchy fog on Saturday morning. Even though we're not looking at rain on Saturday, we could still have some fog, which could impact visibility if you're heading out early on Saturday. Rain totals will be very light for this first little push of precipitation Thursday through Saturday. Valleys will likely only see up to 1/10 of an inch of precipitation. Mountains, on the other hand, could see closer to 1/2 an inch of precipitation by Saturday morning. And most of that precipitation, even in the mountains, will fall as rain because our snow levels are going to stay high as we enter the weekend. It'll likely stay above 7,000 feet. However, Saturday we're dry. Sunday, though, that next system comes back into the picture. You can see the rain comes back as well, much heavier at this point. Valleys could see more precipitation, more measurable rain. We're a little behind on the rain front this month because we have had such a dry week. Mountains then could start to see a little bit more snow as Sunday into Monday those snow levels fall to about 5,000 feet in elevation. So that cold front Thursday night is really going to scour out that inversion that I mentioned earlier that made those mountain temperatures climb quicker than the valleys. The cold front, though, is going to mix up the atmosphere, so then temperatures are going to drop for Friday, and the mountains will be cooler than the valleys as they normally are at that point. Again, light rain Thursday through Saturday. It won't be massive amounts of rain. Those showers will kind of just be on and off. You may be dodging some raindrops over the next several days to end the work week. The heavier rain will come in with that reinforcing system from the Gulf of Alaska starting Sunday and the start of the next work week. Snow levels start the weekend at about 7,000 feet, so most people will just see that rain on Friday, but then they drop on Sunday into Monday to about 4,000 or 5,000 feet in elevation. That's when more folks in mountain towns could start to see a little bit of snowfall. This weekend in Boise, we have two different stories going on. Saturday is going to be the pick day of the weekend. 59 degrees, so temperatures are still above average. Plenty of sunshine after that morning fog. It'll burn off, and then the afternoon will be really pleasant, maybe just some clouds passing through. Sunday, though, next system comes in. Expect more showers. Temperatures still decent, slightly above average by a couple degrees. There could be some morning fog as well, but then those isolated showers could leave you a little bit damp if you're out and about on your Sunday afternoon there. If we're looking at the mountains over the next several days, temperatures are a little bit all over the place. We're looking at 50s on Thursday, then dropping to the 30s to start the weekend, back up to the 40s before getting into the 30s again for the next work week. Twin Falls will see the 60s Thursday for the warmest day of the week, then drop into the 50s and eventually reach the 40s the next work week. Boise seeing that similar pattern, maybe staying in the 60s for another day or two, 50s for the weekend, 40s for those highs for next week. So we have a dynamic weather setup over the next week ahead. We'll see conditions kind of changing, going back and forth. The rain will come and go, so keep umbrellas, coats on hand, but be prepared to shed a layer or two over this weekend as well. Thanks so much for tuning in to this First Alert Weather Plus forecast. We'll catch you next time.